What's up, guys? What? No way. How's it going today? So we're just down the shop. I figured before I start tearing into things a little bit more, I'd give you guys an update on the Chevelle. We've had a lot of people asking about it. If you're not familiar with what's going on with the Chevelle, we're building a drag and drive car on our YouTube channel, and it's kind of gotten a little out of hand from what we first thought we were going to build to what it is now. So it's turning into a pretty awesome build. What? No way. So we're live on YouTube and on Instagram right now. We were up at the Driven show on Saturday in Calgary. We took the frame and the whole drivetrain up with us, and we ended up winning best in class for under construction, which was super cool. It was my first car show that I've kind of entered and won anything at, so it was kind of cool. What problems on the build so far? There's been lots of problems. So when I started building the car, there was lots of stuff that I kept saying, well, that's a problem for future Sean. And yeah, we've run into quite a few problems, but yeah, too much shine for the body. So we've kind of decided that the way the body is right now, that's how it's staying for this year, because we want to get it on the road. We want to be able to drive the thing, so it's we're not doing much body work to it now. We will be doing Miles of Mayhem with it. If something happens that the Chevelle don't make it to Miles of Mayhem, we'll be bringing Frank. So. Hey, appreciate it, guys. It's been a super fun build. For people that don't know, we're building this car on our YouTube channel. Everything we've done on it is on the channel, like all the chassis work, everything. We have a Blueprint 540 that is in it. We have procharger front accessory drive. The nice thing about that is we can put a procharger on it in the future if we want to. We have Lemons headers. We have a Holly Sniper kit on it as well. What else? FTI transmission, and we're running a Moser 9-inch in the back. So the thing, we're building it, we're trying to do everything right on the drivetrain, so it's definitely going to be a monster on the street, that's for sure. It's not a two-door, it's a four-door Chevelle. I get a lot of flack about people saying that, oh, why would you put that money into a four-door? Well, it's my car. It's my build, I can do what I want with it, right? So yeah, this car has a lot of sentiment to us. It's been in the family for a few years now. My kids really love it, and they've been waiting for it to get back on the street. And the nice thing about it is it will be a street car, so we will be driving it a lot on the street. And we'll be driving it to tracks that we race at, so. Two doors are obviously the cooler choice. I don't know, man, like this four door being a hard top, when you put, as you can see, with all four windows down, it's open. It's still in my mind is still a sporty looking car. It's gonna be a real fun car, that's for sure. How come I'm not working? So I do still work. I still work. I'm able to pick and choose my work now. I've been really fortunate with the following that I've gathered and companies that I'm working with now, and it's allowed me some free time to do something like this. So, it's the Joe Dirt car. Yeah, it's got Joe Dirt vibes. The Joe Dirt car just went across the block at Barrett Jackson, and I didn't realize like it was a mint condition car before they basically made it look like an old ratty car, right? So underneath the hood, it was decked out just like mine's gonna be. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun car. No, the garage isn't in my shop, or in my house. My shop is a few hundred yards away from the house, so that's why I don't bring you guys, just walk out to the shop and show you what's going on. So color change. So the color of the car, we're probably gonna keep it green. It's gonna be a lime green, I think, and then we're gonna black out all the chrome. Is kind of the plan with it. Like I got everything on the engine, drivetrain is all blacked out. So that's why we went with battleship gray on the frame to kind of accent all the black. I haven't really been invited onto too many podcasts. Well, mind you, I get an invite for podcasts every day, but they're all scam ones. And but I have been on Dick Frost's On the Throne. I've been on with Edison Motors. Who else? Worldwide Celebrity out of Florida. We've been on with them, and WFO Radio as well. So yeah, if you have any questions about the car, that's I figure I'd come on here. Anyone has questions about it, I'm not going to be on real long, but I did see someone asking about horsepower. So this engine, Blueprint 540, it dynoed out at 675 naturally aspirated. So the Holley Sniper that we have on it, it's pretty much everything that Holley will throw at it, it'll take. And if we decide, which there's just a bracket that goes here to put a procharger on. If we put a procharger on it, we'll be into 4-digit numbers. Like we shouldn't have any problem getting into the 1100, 1200 range. So I've thought about starting a podcast, but man, I am so busy. Like I don't have time. Like I do my lives on Wednesdays and on Saturdays. And I'm not live on Instagram or YouTube that often, so I figure I'd do it down the shop today. Is it street legal? It will be street legal. It was a run and driving car when we tore it apart 3 years ago. It's gonna be getting an 8-point cage in it, full interior, back seats will be in there so I can take the kids for rides. How long will the restoration take? So I started this car on July. Fuck's sake, getting my days mixed up. I started it on January 3rd, 2024. And we got the chassis finished, it's done. We might have to change the tranny cross member again, but I just finished up all the floor work on the car. So we'll be setting the body onto it probably either this afternoon or tomorrow. And then I'll be starting on the cage. What advice do you give someone starting a car channel on YouTube? I have no advice on the car stuff. Like I'm just breaking into the whole car scene with my build. I'm fortunate I have a pretty big following to begin with, and I've had a lot of people come over to YouTube and follow along with the build. But I'm not sure what to say about a car build channel because I'm still learning myself. Total cost involved so far. Man, I'm not even 100% sure. I have hundreds of hours into this thing, like probably, I don't know, there's at least a couple hundred hours into the framework and all that stuff. It's a Blueprint 540 for anyone that's asking. It is power adder ready, so it's a low compression engine, so we can add boost to it, we can add nitrous to it. We do have procharger brackets on here. This is their all new bolt-on modular system that we put on the car, so it's just another bracket to put a procharger on. Shop tour. So you're basically seeing the shop. This is my shop. It's basically a 2-car garage, and that's what I work out of. I do have another behind that wall back there. There is cold storage, and I'd like to extend the shop into that, but it all costs money, and as much as people think I'm not getting rich off of making content, so. What's in the shit drawer? Everything. So it'll be it's an automatic, it's a reverse manual valve body in it, so it acts like a manual, just don't have a clutch. So we do demolition derbies. So once this car's done, I will be pulling something into the shop, and yeah, that'll all be on the channel as well. We're planning probably 2 derbies this year. It's just a matter of getting stuff done. What's my favorite car? So my favorite car is this one. I've fallen in love with this car. It's since I started working on it. I've had a lot of hate for it at times, but I do love it. Take my hat off. You don't want to see my hair right now. What's my next dream restoration? I'm actually not sure. I'd really like to do a gasser. And as much as people hate 4-doors, I love them. And I'm really trying to commit. I got a buddy that has a 57 Chevy 4-door, and I'm trying to get it out of him so that I can do a gasser build. So I don't know. Hopefully. So the car is a 71 4-door hardtop Chevelle. or Malibu or whatever you want to call it. And there is no parts for 4-doors. So it's a lot of guessing games on what parts to buy for this, because there's not a lot of people that built these. So yes, so we're planning to run Miles of Mayhem this year. If the Crewville don't make it, we'll be bringing Frank out. My favorite previous build. So, to be completely honest, this is my first build. I've never built anything from frame up. I've built a pile of derby cars. We've gone derby and stuff like that, but I've never built a car for the street before. Even trucks, I've done modifications to them, stuff like that, but I've never done a build like this. The roll cage, I'm still trying to design how I want to do it. I've seen a couple different ideas, stuff like that, but being a 4-door, there's a lot more room in there, and I have to have the headspace in the back for passengers, so I got to take that into account when I build, when I do build the cage for it. Carolina, what's up? My dream truck is actually sitting outside. So the first newer Chev truck I got was a 2000 regular cab short box. It was a bit of a show truck. We did a show paint job on it, and I ended up falling asleep driving it and ran it underneath an oncoming semi and wrecked it. And I've always wanted to take a regular cab short box, put a caddy front end on it, and build it. And I bought one that has a caddy front end on it already, so I'm super excited to get that truck in here and do what I want to do with it. Corey, I am hoping to run Sick Week in 2025. That's the plan. The whole idea with this car is to build a drag and drive car, and Sick Week is one of the biggest drag and drives out there, so I definitely want to take the car down to it. It's pretty hard to get into, I hear. Like, it sells out right away, so I gotta find who to get in touch with so I can get some sort of notification when it opens up. Would I restore a 70 for Ford Torino? No, probably not. I'm not really a Ford guy. Edward, I appreciate you. My powder coating the frame. So no, we had the frame sandblasted, and my buddy down at Northwest Coatings in Lethbridge, he painted it for me. I think it's got 4 coats of paint on it, and like it should be a pretty stout paint job for, like, I do drive a bit of gravel, so. I love my Chevys. I grew up Chevy, and that's really all I know. I don't know how to work on Dodges. I don't know how to work on Fords. Chevy made it easy for working on everything, really, until all the electronics came in, and then, yeah, it went to hell. I am a welder, you bet. 48 Chevy, that's awesome. I have I believe it's a 48 Chev out back. And we were looking at doing some sort of gasser thing with it, but if I can convince my buddy out of his 57 Chevy, I'm gonna do a gasser. So yeah, for anyone that's just joining in, it's a 71 four-door hardtop. We have a Blueprint 540 that is power adder ready. We have Lemons headers. We have a Holly Sniper 2 on it. And we have procharger front accessory kit for it. FTI transmission and Moser 9-inch in the back. It's all Detroit speed. Suspension in the back with AFCO shocks or coilovers. We have Detroit speed steering box, and yeah, it's gonna be a pretty gnarly car. Tire setup, so I'll be running 28 1050 Hoosiers in the back. What's up in Germany? How long till it hits the track? So we're shooting for end of June. We're shooting for middle of June to have it done and on the streets so that we can drive it out to the Driven show in Saskatoon on June 22nd, I believe it is. But no matter if it's driving or not, we will probably have the car at Driven in Saskatoon. So. It is gonna rip. It's gonna be a pretty wild car. We've been getting some nasty weather here for a while. Like my shop doors, so I got two big shop doors right here, and they're both just flexing in yesterday from the wind. For the people that are asking about merch, so if you head to whatnoway.com, 3 O's, 3 A's, you can find our merch page, and it's got everything on there. It's got everything. It's got our hats, it's got t-shirts, whatever you want. I will be at the Driven show in Toronto on, I believe it's June 1st as well, so. Everyone thinks I'm from America, so Minnesota is what I get a lot. We're in southern Alberta. I do gotta get a haircut here soon. It's getting a little ridiculous. Every time I lay under the car, I lay on my hair and burn it or whatever. I don't stream, I do lives on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So I figured I haven't been live on YouTube and Instagram here for a while, so here we are. What? No way. Of course he's Canadian. Instead of cutting your hair, tie it up. I've tried tying it up, but then it just burns in bigger clumps, so. And I don't want to get caught with my hair tied up, so. Yeah, it's a 71 Chevelle Malibu, so. We'll be setting the body on it probably either this afternoon or tomorrow, and we can get started on the roll cage in it. So it's getting a full 8-point cage with race seats and race harnesses. Like, we're looking to take this car into the 9s, which is pretty quick. So, and my deal with the car is everyone says they have a 10-second car. But so I was like, oh, fuck it, we'll build a 9-second car. And turns out when you build a 9-second car, it's like from 10 seconds to 9 seconds. You build a 9.99 second car, and the price and the safety stuff is just ridiculous, the jump. So the engine we're using is a Blueprint 540. It's power adder ready. It dynoed out at 675 naturally aspirated. And if we put boost to it, we could probably get it up in that 1200 range. So it's gonna be pretty awesome. So we're in Alberta. It's a 71 4-door hardtop Chevelle. Can't wait to see it on the track. Me too, I can't wait too. I'm excited. If we do put boost to it, it'll be a procharger. We have a full, all our accessory drive, everything is procharger. So a procharger bracket basically goes on right here and comes up, and then your procharger would sit here. So with everything we're doing, we're setting it up for procharger if we decide to go that route. But this whole system is new. Procharger just came out with it, so we saw it at the SEMA show and then looked at it again at the PRI show, and I was like, yeah, I gotta have that on my car. So Blueprint, I talked to them at SEMA, I talked to them again at PRI, and I am working with them. So that kind of how we came up with the Blueprint. They were, this whole car came to be in a Las Vegas hotel room with my buddy Rob. We were sitting there and we're like, let's build a car. After the first day at SEMA, we were like, let's build something. And so this whole idea came up. And so the next day we kind of were like, hey, well, let's go talk to some people. Let's see what's out there for parts that we're gonna need. And we talked to a few engine manufacturers, but Blueprint was, they took the extra time talking to me, answered every single question. When I said I want to build a drag and drive car, they're like, what are you thinking? And I said, well, I want a big block. I don't want an LS. And so we started talking options of what they had for engines, and they said it's a drag and drive, so I want something reliable. And they had suggested the 632 to begin with, and I said I want to keep everything under the hood. I want it to be a bit of a sleeper. And so then we decided on the 540. So this car actually was set up for LS, I think it was 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So when I first got it, I drove it for the summer and then I pulled it apart, and it was everything was set up for LS. I had brackets all built, everything. I had an LS sitting in it with the 4L80, and we were gonna twin turbo it, just like everyone does. LS with twin turbos. Everyone does that. So we kind of got thinking, and the 71 Chevelle deserves a big block. So that's why we went with old school big block. So the car's name is the Chevelle. No, I won't be running E85. We're running just 91 pump gas. That was a big thing. I didn't want to have to run race fuel in this because it's a street car. And so everything that we're doing is to keep it on premium. There is a chance I'll put a small tank in it to put race fuel in it if we need it at the track, but no replacement for displacement, that's right. What? No way. We'll be keeping the same, not the same color. It'll probably be more of a lime green. Either lime green or a dark purple is what it's gonna be. I had plans for lime green with all blacked out chrome, so. We have an FTI transmission in it. Do I have a budget in mind? I did, but we've blown through the budget. When you start a project like this and you put a deadline on it, sometimes you have to pay more for stuff to show up when it needs to be here. And I don't have, we got about a month and a half to get almost a month to get this car on the road, so I don't have time to screw around, so it's got to get done. Yeah, what? No way, blew through the budget, fuck's sake. Do both, lime green hood and fade to dark purple at the trunk. Hey, I don't mind that idea. No, I won't put white walls on it. Yeah, we're trying to figure out what we're doing for Canada Day. We haven't really decided. There's a couple there is a derby we have been going to for years, so we might go to that. Time frame to finish, so a month and a half. So we did a mini tub on it. So some of the work that we did to the frame, we welded up a lot of the seams that were no good on it. And we boxed the frame. We did our own tube chassis connection, frame connectors, stuff like that. We also notched the rear end for wider tires and a narrow diff. It's not back halved. We narrowed it about probably, I think, 4 inches in total. And then the body has a mini tub done to it. So we should be able to, fit like a 12 wide rim in the back, but I don't have any 12 wides to try, so. Is the Alberta government cool with boxing the frame? Why wouldn't they be? I didn't use a kit, so they don't make kits for 4-doors. So I looked at the SS frame and how it's boxed and kind of copied that a little bit, and then I put in my own tube bracing as well. I don't know if you can, yeah, there. You can see what I did with the frame. All the videos are on the YouTube channel. So if you look me up on YouTube, you can see this whole build. I've done the whole, documented everything I've done on it. So I was gonna go live on Sunday, but I had no voice from the weekend, so. What? No way, you got a 71 Malibu 4-door hardtop too? Fuck's sake. They're so hard to find. I've been looking for like parts cars and stuff like of the 4-door hardtops, and they're so hard to find. Like, and when I first got this car and took it to car show and cruises, and everyone comes up and tells me how rare they are. Welder's cough. Now I'm just getting over a cold here, so. I just got my voice back yesterday. So Vulcan meet and greet, July 20th. We will be at the Demolition Derby in Vulcan. I run that show, so. What? No way. Yeah, I do got to get to work. I should actually cut this live off and get back to work. So we're in southern Alberta. We actually just bought a 70, it's either a 71 or 72 Chevelle wagon that's all set up for drag racing too, so. That'll be on at some local tracks too. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna hop off here. Thanks for hopping on and all the questions on the cars. Really appreciate you guys following along the build. And yeah, if you got any questions, comment on the videos. I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. I appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you soon.